A state of emergency in Puerto Rico in response to an increase in violent murders of women. The femicide rate on the island is now double that of the rest of the U.S. And the manner in which many of those victims, some transgender, have been killed is particularly gruesome. NewsNation correspondent Brian Enton is live in Puerto Rico tonight. And Brian, you spoke with a family of one of the victims who was pregnant when she was murdered.
Yeah, it's just awful, Nicole. There are so many families grieving on this island right now. The governor has declared a state of emergency because so many women have been killed. And these are not just random killings. These are boyfriends and husbands killing their partners. During the pandemic, Puerto Rico's beautiful shoreline has become a hotspot for tourism. But away from the beaches, the island is getting a disturbing reputation for something else, a dramatic rise in the killing of women.
My daughter and my grandson were killed. Abusers. They will pay for this and all those who are involved. Abusers.
In the latest case, police say Puerto Rican boxer Felix Verdejo brutally murdered 27-year-old Keishla Rodriguez. She was pregnant with his son. The circumstances of Keishla's death are particularly brutal. Police say Verdejo first drugged her, then bound her arms and her legs, tied a concrete block to her body before tossing it off of this bridge in San Juan. And even once her body was in the waterway below, police say he then fired shots at her. Divers later found Keishla's body. Her murder is what the governor has called a gender violence epidemic. The term used for a woman killed because of their gender is femicide. There have been 21 femicides in Puerto Rico so far this year and 60 last year. That's about one woman killed a week. The femicide rate in Puerto Rico is roughly double the per capita rate in the rest of the United States. How bad has it gotten?
It's been like a cloud that's been over for like 2-3 weeks, and there's still cases coming up. Just today, this morning, we saw another woman that's disappeared.
Activist Narita Valentin and human rights groups have been sounding the alarm. Puerto Rico's Secretary of Public Safety, Alexis Torres, was recently appointed under a new governor.
So, Mr. Secretary, why do you think there's been this rise in femicides in Puerto Rico?
Well, I think there has been a lot of things different in Puerto Rico for decades. One of the things that I see that we have to improve is education.
As part of the state of emergency, Secretary Torres says they have formed a committee to look at what is causing the domestic violence. More emphasis will be put on educating young children about gender equality. Right now, he says, many men view Puerto Rico as a male-dominated society.
Does Puerto Rico have a problem with like a machismo culture? I mean, can you explain that a little bit for people who aren't here on the island?
I think we do. We have that problem for decades.
The conception that we have of women in our society, the fact that a person can't even deal with the fact that that woman doesn't want to be with you, and you think that it's your right to just end her life, it's something that we definitely need to approach. We need to take care of it directly.
And the Secretary of Public Safety says another issue here is the pandemic. He believes that part of the cause is because more couples have been home together, unable to work over the last year. There is one case in particular here on the island that has really shaken people. It involves a woman who was killed and burned by her boyfriend. And 1 month before she was murdered, she went to court and asked for a restraining order, and the judge denied it, angering a lot of people here. We're going to get into that story coming up on NewsNation Prime. Live in San Juan, Brian Enton, NewsNation.